Hey, good morning, people. Good morning. Good morning. This is Spirit Journey. Wow. Oh, yes, yeah, you caught me in bed again. How are you all doing? Yeah, today is what's that? April 8th, 2025. And it right now is 15 after 7. Yes, and there goes little Laffy. You could get him. You see him? He is dozing. Yeah, he just joined me in bed. Yeah, he was asleep on the floor. Yeah, my little boy there, he likes sleeping on the cool floor. And if he needs extra warmth, he'll sleep on um, my little, like a little fur rug that I have. He's doing okay. So yeah, boy, I want to talk about um, some visions that I had and a dream. It was raining all night, all night. And I think that some of the things that the visions had that I want to share with you, I'm wondering, um, it is what I'm experiencing, are they, tied to the rain because it involved rain, at least part of it. Yeah, it was raining all night hard. And then I'll stop, and then it start again. Yeah, and yesterday, I did a video yesterday, and how I felt the dream was very, low energy, uh, just didn't feel right with me. Um, yeah, yesterday was a holiday. This whole week in Rwanda, it's a day of remembrance. Um, what happened in, what was that? Yeah, 19, was it 1980, let's see, oh, 1994. Yeah, they had very gruesome event, uh, mass unaliving. Okay, so today, so before I remembered for a week, and I was going to walk, um, do my morning walk, but a little later, I was I left the house with my dog at 8:30, and the groundskeeper was trying to warn me about something. I had my friend translate it because I was really concerned because he did these gestures that were about someone being unalived, and then he was pointing at my dog. So I was kind of scared. Well, not kind of. I was very concerned because I knew he was trying to warn me with something, and at first I thought maybe he was talking about maybe someone in his family passed away. And then he pointing at my dog and then doing a gesture, no, no, like can't do. Yeah, he does speak English. So I called a friend and she had to call me back. She was on the other line. And then she was able to find out what happened. And she said, oh, like yesterday was day one for the Day of Remembrance, the memorial for that gruesome event that happened in Rwanda. And it's encouraged that you stay at home, that it's a day, it's a solemn day. And so going out for a walk with my dog might be considered leisure and maybe interpreted by some that not being respectful. So they said, she also added, said, look, um, if you're going to go out after 1 o'clock. So I did. I went out at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and it was okay. It was a lot of, there were young and old outside. And yeah, I went to the what I call the Banana Triangle. It's an area in the rural area, and it's beautiful. And it was a very nice time. Yeah. So first, I twice yesterday at 2 o'clock. I did a short walk with my dog, and then by that time, the sun started to come out, and I didn't want to overdo my dog in the sun. Yeah, there was very lot of clouds, but then the sun peeked out, and I didn't want my baby to get too much sun. His eyes are very sensitive. Yeah, he's has an eye infection. It's very red. So just wanted him to get a little exercise and fresh air. Then I brought him right back. Yeah, for like half an hour. But then by this time I said, hey, I want to go out for myself. So I brought my little boy home, my little fur baby. And then after dropping him off, then I went out to the banana fields. And it was very nice. So yeah, yesterday had like a shadow over it when I was in my dream. Um, and it helps explains it was a solemn day, day one of remembrance. So yeah, that's what happened. I felt I needed to share that. And let's see what else. Um, yeah, so today, uh, I it was raining all night. Uh, and yes, I did have my device, my phone next to me, but I had it at the foot of the bed. And I slept okay. I mean, I was waking up, going back to sleep, back and forth like that. So last time I was awake, it was like 3:30 in the morning. So look at this now; it's after 7 now. So yeah, let me discuss with you my experiences this morning with it raining and yeah, different events. I want to first mention about the dream I had because that's what the last thing that happened. Um, I had a dream with my father in it. My father has been gone now almost, he passed away in 2009. And even when he was alive, I very rarely had any dreams with him that I could remember. And I would say the last 10 years, I think, of his life, yeah. Um, yeah, I was having telling dreams with him in it. And I, on the surface, the dreams were negative. And then it was about rebuilding, about like my life with him, that the household was being dismantled bit by bit. And it was very telling. And, uh, and then at one phase, the last phase, it was getting built up. So I saw that as a good sign, actually. But it's interesting that I don't know what prompted my dream about him. I don't remember everything, but I think it's important. Yeah, my father, it was outdoors in the daylight, and he looked like my father, yeah. And I don't think he had a shirt on. I think it was topless. I just remember his skin. My father's very dark. And in front of me, more towards my right, was a young woman. And uh, she was an actress. She's the actress that, the dark skinned woman that played, I think, 12 Years a Slave, the slave lady. I think her name, I realize, is Petita. Yeah, very pretty woman. And she was sitting in front of me. And I remember thinking in the dream that she had a very French way about her. And I think she was actually talking to someone. I'm not sure who, if my mom was there also sitting to my far right. I'm not sure, but the lady was in in front of me, slightly to the right, my right. And it was, yeah, daylight. I think we were all sitting down. Uh, I think it was some type of, it was greenery. I know there was greenery around. And then my father get my attention. And he said, hey, what's her name? And so I told him. And I'm thinking, in the French, they would pronounce the letter E like an A. It's just sort of that in my head that I'm thinking. So my father says, hey, Eclair. Yeah, her name was like Eclair, something like that. But an eclair is something, it's a dessert also. But I didn't get as such. But yet, in real life, an eclair is a French dessert. Oh, it's a puff pastry with cream side, and usually has a chocolate glaze on top. Okay, but I didn't think that at the time, but just that the pronunciation. He says, hey Claire, and he asked her a question. It was a short question. Boy, I wish I could remember what the question was. But he was curious about her. And only thing I really remember is how I felt that she had a very francophone way about her, um, how she sat. It just kind of very feminine, and that's all I remember. And I don't know what it means. The dream. Yeah, he seemed a little. He was interested in the lady. He was. I think he was attracted to her. It just what he was like trying to start a conversation. I don't know. My father never went outside without a towel on. But it looked warm outside. It was sunny. Remember, he had a little tummy. My father was overweight. Well, yeah, that's all I remember. Interesting. Because even in real life, I mean, when my father was still alive, I very rarely remember any dream about him. Yeah, we didn't get along. I mean, I didn't get along with them. But yeah, this year would be 16, I think, yeah, 16 years since his passing. Can't believe it. That's what I remember regarding the dream. Again, I don't remember what the question was, but it was like real brief. Hey, Claire, such and such. It was just there was no response. I did not hear a response from her, but it was a relaxing atmosphere. And on I remember I was thinking that the name, a French atmosphere, if I could say that. So that's that. And now I want to talk about the visions that I had. Yeah, I had visions over the night. Again, it's not as clear, the visions. It seems very dim. The lighting was very dim as usual, very hazy. The first one I remember, it was earlier in the morning I had this dream, because again, I would fall back to sleep and wake up and then see something else when I do meditation exercise. So the first vision I saw, I was situated above, some feet above, maybe, let's just say 30 feet above, looking down. I saw a ship. Looked like it reminded me of a military ship. I saw the like the outline of the ship, like the ship. If you're looking above, it's tapered to a point in the front, then it widens, when you go further down. And I saw it look like, I think there were like strips of wood or beams or the flooring. It was dark. I could be wrong, but I think it could have had plank, the strips of wood. And then on top of it, there were like, there were large items, several items. It looked like a bale of something. It was something stuffed, it was like a cloth, dark cloth, and it was covering items. It seemed very puffy. It was a rectangular shape. The corners very tapered because it looked like it was something stuffed underneath. And I know there were other items on top of the ship. And again, it's very hazy. It was dim lighting, hazy. I could not see any water. Yeah, so because I'm close enough. Yeah, so it's a big enough ship, but I was high up enough. So I did not, I could not see like water surrounding the ship because I'm too close to see this of the ship, but I saw up to the outline, but I didn't see any water. I didn't see any people, but it looked like a ship. To me, it seemed modern. And also have to add that at that moment, I was thinking about the Antarctic, what's in the Arctic. And I saw the ship. And so I don't know whether it's correlating that I saw the ship because I was hoping to see something about the Antarctic. And it lasted some seconds, it was long enough to see that it was a ship, but I didn't see any people, anything like that. But it was just several large items that were packed up, separate from each other, on top of the deck. So that was that. I woke up, then I think I got out of bed and then went back to bed, went back to sleep. And then it had been raining over the night. And then I woke up. I kept my eyes closed for the meditation session. And then, let's see. Oh, what was that? Yeah, I saw, it was an outdoor scene. And I saw rain. It was raining. It was outside. It was like, I saw like through like as if it was a scope vision, like you seen through a scope. So imagine a scope. It's like round in shape, So you only see like tunnel vision, and it was maybe a diameter of let's say about 4 or 5 inches in diameter, circular, and down below you see the earth. You see like little small light colored pebbles, and you see raindrops. And my vision of it seemed as if I was maybe 5, 6 inches away looking down. So it was very close. I was seeing it very close and as like tunnel vision. So the focal point was center. It was illuminated enough to see that it was what it was, like raindrops. pebbles. You could see that it was wet and mud underneath. I remember seeing a little green of plant life, just little baby sprouts of something, you know, and you could tell it was green. Yeah, so it was color. And just lasted a couple of seconds. And the next thing I saw, remember seeing, I saw, it looked like, again, it's outdoors, and it is wet. Looked like it was wet outside. It looked like a metal disc. Like back in America, like we would have these little metal, thick metal, like for, it could be used for, to cover piping below something, but it's something you put on and it stays on, it's very sticky. And that also is about 4 or 5 inches in diameter. Uh, looked like looked like steel, made out of steel, heavy duty steel. It was dark color, very sturdy looking. And yeah, I think you could see droplets of water, like it was raining. And I saw numbers on it. And I think it was 3 letters, 3 numbers. I think the numbers were 135. 135 or 153. Yeah. And it lasted a couple of seconds. It didn't have real meaning for me. It seemed as though that at random I'd seen different parts of outside, and it had these numbers, this grading. Now, in Rwanda, I've never seen any caps like that, anything on the ground. Things here are very basic. Yeah, I've never seen any. Yeah, they don't have like a manhole, things like that. No, they don't have that type of infrastructure here. You will find large cement coverings over piping. Yeah, that they have. And I saw that it's very common in Africa, even North Africa. The same type of, like their infrastructure, if they have some piping or something, but then they use stone, what do you call this? Like a cylinder block, but it's rectangular shape, real heavy, and they place that in rows, covering the piping below, and they use like plastic piping. And yeah, one day I was watching TV. It was in North Africa, in Algeria. And Algeria has the same thing. So, oh wow. So that's what, so that's what I saw, this disc. And it had 3 letters, I think three numbers, and I think it was 135 or 13. And again, it was very dim lighting. And there was one other thing, yeah. And just before, the last set of visions that I had before opening my eyes was just now before I started this video, this live stream. And what was that now? Yeah, I'm seeing outside. It's as if yeah, I'm at ground level. I'm seeing from the perspective of being in ground level. I'm I'm seeing upward towards the sky, and I'm seeing what looked like people. I think 2 or 3 people walking past me. Yeah, I think they were men. See, they had they had pants on, and I'm pretty sure it was bare feet. And they're walking right over me. Like at first I thought, is someone bending down to see me or something? Because something like, I saw like shadows. And again, this is very dim lighting, but it's bright enough that you can see the figures. And then I see like something walking over me. And it looked like feet, and they were wearing slacks or something. And they looked like um, the laborers that you would see here. Yeah, real, down to earth people. People that you see, they would be working on the land. There could be a farmer or something like that. Yeah, and I'm seeing as if it's like a camera looking up. So everything looks, with some cameras, like kind of distorted. Like if you get too close, it looks bigger. So it might have been like a slightly with a convex, a fisheye lens. Percent, it could have been something like, because it seemed kind of distorted, but not too distorted. But that's what it reminded me of, because um, I'm seeing through perspective, and so the feet is near my where my vision is, and then field of perspective, it tapers upward, so I see that it's a person walking, and I think they were barefooted, and that's what I saw. And yeah, it had been raining. Now it stopped raining. It's a lot of clouds out there. Yeah. So that is what I experienced. It's rainy season in Rwanda, and all this week is going to be a time of remembrance due to that. I think it lasted for 1 month. Approximately almost 1 million people became unalive due to politics. And a lot of foolishness. I say foolishness, not that the people were foolish, but I mean, let me clarify. Like, I had I have an acquaintance here, and I'm not sure if she was here at the time. She could have been in I'm not sure. Yeah, she was actually born in another country nearby, but she's of the same ethnic group of the people that became unalived. I mean, both sides had casualties, but most of the people that were unalive were from this particular ethnic group. And she was telling me, giving me an education lesson about the event. And one thing that stands out, let me move my arm, was that it's, and when they came in, the Belgians were, I think just before they left, what they did, they were, the Belgian, and they're French speaking too, were racially classifying, oh, I should say ethnically classifying the residents here in this region. And they instigated, I'm using the word instigating, not she, I'm using the word instigating, but they made a point of saying that certain people must belong to some ethnic group, tribal group, based on their looks. And they said that one particular ethnic group seems to be getting more benefits, And then there was another ethnic group, and they encouraged that other group to take it out on this other tribe or ethnic group. And the thing is that the people that was living in this region, they didn't say that they were of any group. It was being imposed upon them by these Europeans. Oh, you be from this group, you must be from that group. Oh, yeah. And to cause friction. That is so typical of colonial era. Of like I was from America, and like in the Caribbean, my background is Caribbean, and what they did in the Caribbean when slavery was to end, they would bring in, the European would bring in another group, and this group, used as like what I would call a distracted, an adversary. Like they brought in a lot of people from India, and even China. They brought them in to supplement the labor force, since now you can't use slave labor. But they had promised the Asian land, and they were to be competitive. So the European is out of the picture, and now the new focus is on the new people that they brought in. It is a game that they play. But you reap what you sow. And Europe has done this for a long time throughout the Americas and probably other places in the world. And they too are going to reap what they had sowed. That's all I can say about that. So it's unfortunate, the things that happened in Rwanda. The people here are very nice, actually. But I was told that the people are discouraged to discuss it's like I was told yesterday, they want people to forget this thing in history. But at the same time, I was told that it's discouraged to talk about what ethnic group you belong to. You do not ask anybody, what is your ethnic group? And one lady that I met, she was 10 years old at the time of the massacre. And she has all these, what I call mutilations on her body, her face and hands. I did not ask her anything about that. I thought it was not my place to ask. But I couldn't help but wonder, was she caught in the middle of melee and came out alive? I thought that was very sad. So she was very upset, the lady that's telling me, who was 10 years old at the time. She would say that people would see other people who been during the massacre, and they have to live with these people, and nothing is done about it. It's just what they're telling me. And you have, they encourage you just to don't say anything, and pretend nothing happened. So you live in town and you see someone who might have massacred a family, your family, and nothing is done. I'm very sad about that. I might have mentioned some time ago. Last year, I arrived early last year, 2024. I had a young woman, like I have WhatsApp, gay. You get to see other avatars of other WhatsApp people. And a woman, young woman, I've never met, never spoke to, calls me through WhatsApp. And in a nutshell, she told me this. She says, you know me, but I saw your face on the WhatsApp and I just wanted to talk to you. And she said that she is lonely and she has emotional problems. She has emotional problems or mental problems. And she just talked to somebody. So at one point I said, Miss, a young woman. And I said, please, let me tell you this, for your safety. I said, you should never call up people who you don't know because you never know who those other people are and they can hurt you. And I said, look, your safety is very important and you want to be safe, especially as a young woman. Women could get hurt speaking to people that they don't know. I said, rather than calling people at random on WhatsApp, go, maybe you should like go out more. Maybe you can go to a cafe, go to a park where there's a lot of people, and you could socialize, or the museums, and you can socialize that way to talk to people, but never as a woman especially. Call up people that you don't know. She said, well, thank you for all that advice. And then we hung up, and she calls back sometime and does the same thing, So mental health is an issue. And maybe some of the things that I might see, maybe, I'm not here to criticize anybody. They're really nice to people. Considering what happened 31 years ago, horrific. Could you imagine you see neighbors unaliving other neighbors? I've never had, now in America, during the Biden administration, which included the what I call C-19 era, 2020, what happened in the starting in January, what happened, and then it continued. People were, it's like, or forgetting about what happened with that pandemic thing that started in 2020 in Chinois, okay? A lot of people were stressed out, and my little boy wants to get down. He wants to get down. Hold on. Sorry. Sorry. So yeah, it's really something. Now, there's no comparison of what happened here in Rwanda versus what happened in America during the pandemic years from 2020 to the election of, 2024. No comparison. However, it was a lot of anxiety that was placed on the people. People were dying, but worldwide, uh, in a 1 month period, I knew of, let's see, one, two, two, two deaths, cousins of mine, not from the same family. And then one was hospitalized. Yeah, all from March and April. It was extremely stressful. I was getting anxiety attacks at night, like this fear. It was intense fear. And that was like 2020, and then 2021, the same time. And oh wow, oh my goodness. Early April, the month of April, this happened. That's right. And I think 2022 could have happened again. So April, the month of April, is a very powerful month, I see. Yes, it was very, it's, I don't want to forget those years, 2020, 2023. It was very intense. People were attacking each other. And I did a video also. Yeah, people were being triggered. Excuse me. People were being triggered out there. Oh, I mean, I don't want to forget this either. See, I can understand that the people of Rwanda do not want to forget. I don't blame you. Don't forget. And America and all planet Earth, don't forget the pandemic, or the plandemic as I call it, where people weaponized against one another. People were taught to be afraid of the neighbor. People were getting ugly. If you didn't follow the program, if you didn't wear that mask. Now, a mask cannot prevent a virus. And if it was that contagious, wouldn't they issue you a, what do you call it? This biohazard suit? Because it would get in your ears, your nose, your mouth, your eyes, and you would get the virus. It was about control and to fear you. And I think, like one person that I knew who died, yeah, you couldn't do funerals. So everything was done by camera, we call it internet. And I saw my cousin. I didn't know her well, but I remember her. She was a nice lady. And I couldn't believe it. Don't forget, yeah, they made us to be afraid. You couldn't go visit loved ones in hospitals. Need people to see their last minutes. You couldn't go to a funeral. It was awful. For what? A cold, or we call it cold symptoms. They were basically cold symptoms because who was perishing were in general, were the elderly and people who had compromised, chronic disease. They had 3 or more chronic ailments, and they usually were the elderly. I think some of the people, like that cousin, she went to the doctors that weekend. This is what I was told. She said she had a hard time breathing. So she goes to those emergency places. They had all, just before the COVID, oops, not supposed to say that word, just before the pandemic. And I did a video about this, a video, 2019, that I saw all these urgent care, yeah, they call it urgent care hospitals. It's like a little clinic, a walk-in clinic. They were all over the city. And I did a video about it. I said, hey, people, all these urgent care urgent care um, businesses opening up. Why is that? Well, it explains. See, it's designed. They knew they were going to do that. They're going to release a bioweapon. Yes, the C-19 was a bioweapon against humanity. They knew ahead of time, and they knew about um, what do you call it? I forget what you call it, but you take a virus that's harmless to humans and they get it from some other creature and they tweak it so that species to another species contamination. That's what they did. And they were paid to do it. But it's actually started in America in the Ivy League schools. They had 2 students from Asia take this package with this bioweapon, sent it over to the Xinhua, and then they tweaked it, and then they released it. People, yeah, I think my cousin, yeah, she went to the hospital, one of those urgent care places. I can't breathe. I find it hard to breathe. I'm having difficulty breathing. Oh, it's your imagination. You're just nervous. You just have anxiety. Well, that Monday morning, she was found dead in bed by her husband. She didn't deserve that. She didn't deserve that, people. She was a nice lady. I met her before. And she was very nice, humble lady. And I think that some of these people died of fear. And I think fear killed her. Oh, almost forgot there was another person. My goodness, it was 3 cousins that died between March and April. Yeah, another cousin. And they were feeding lunch. And then they said that something happened. She couldn't breathe, And then the next thing, she's gone. Yeah, 3 cousins and a family member had gotten sick, but he recovered. We were so frightened for that family member. I was very frightened for him. We were texting each other, the whole family, trying to encourage him. And no visitors. You couldn't have visitors. No visitors. Yeah, I feel very guilty about that because I had an argument with the person just before and not knowing how serious the matter was. Yeah, it was, things that was happening in the family, and found out something. So I got angry with them. I felt very guilty finding out that he was really sick. Yeah, but he recovered, and so I'm really glad. I apologize to him. It still makes me a little sad. Yeah, and people could. Life is very delicate, and even though it was not in America, the intensity of someone in one small location. But Rwanda is a small country. It's not that many people. And so, if I understood right, in about a 1 month period, almost 1 million people perishing. That's intense. And in America, the people were, were dying. It was a death spirit. So I understand about a death spirit just lingering over a region. America is very big in comparison. It's very, very big. But from New York City, and people were jumping out the window. I live in a neighborhood. Yeah, I could tell where I used to live since I don't live there anymore. I used to live near Times Square area. Just walking distance, like a 10 walk to Times Square. Very busy area. And four people in a 1 block radius were committing suicide. One person from my building, and thank God I didn't see him jump, but someone that I know saw the body. And this was the person that saw the body on the ground. They were walking in the lobby, and they saw the body of a jumper. Yet this happened, I think, 2022 or 2021. I forget. Let me wait. Try to remember. Maybe it was 2021. Yeah, you had that neighbor 2 floors above me who jumped from the window across the street. You know, what's her name? I don't know her name, but she's the former Miss USA. Former Miss USA people. She jumped the window across the street from me. Across the street from me. And I had gone outside that, oh, what happened? Oh, I forget now. Because see, I did see, oh, wait a minute. I don't want to give wrong information. I don't, try to remember now. Oh, I went into, okay, the street where she jumped. I had to go to a store, like like a deli store, and there was a newspaper, and it had a photo of the headline about the person who jumped, and it was directly across the street from me. Could you imagine? And not knowing it was the same area. I went on the internet, and then someone was saying, "Hey, there's a person that Miss So and So. She jumped," and I realized that's that directly across the street from the store I was just at. She jumped out the window. Then the other block, the opposite direction, a little boy. Yeah, in a 1 block radius, a little boy. He's 10 years old. He was on a balcony. And the mother was saying that he was doing his homework. Now these balconies, the wall, what do you call it? The protector shield was very high. You don't fall out. You have to jump out. Okay. You have to crawl up and yeah. Yeah. He passed away. I think he was still alive when they got to him, but he died shortly after. And then there was another person across the street from that block, an older man, and he jumped out. So that's 4 people in a short time. Yeah, I think that was 2021. It was a death spirit over New York City. And it was horrific. I was experiencing so much fear, people, at this time. Yeah, it was an evil period. People, the politics were there. There were mandates on people. People were forced to do things. People getting aggressive. People got aggressive to me. People's behavior. This woman I know was hit me. Yeah, people were violent. Yeah, so I remembered all that. So I actually decided to leave initially in 2022. Yeah, remember that? I used to leave in 2022. I was trying to leave before November, so I wanted to leave like mid-October. But something had come about, and the U.S. and Rwanda didn't have this financial agreement, and so I couldn't. And I didn't know any way around it. And then in 2023, the door opened, and that a financial agreement was set, and there was more violence, more fears in the neighborhood, and then they tried to steal my dog. And that was the last straw. So I left. So I can understand. I understand fear, and I learned that people could actually die from fear. And when people fear, they do crazy things. And last year in 2024, it's 2025 now, but 2020, 2024, the politics in my hometown in New York City was extreme. And so I'm glad I left. But it was a price that I had to pay with my little dogs dying. I understand. And Rwanda is a beautiful place. It's a very beautiful place. And I hope with this week of remembrance that that mental health be given to the people here. There are a lot of young people. Yeah, most of the people I see are under 30. It's a very young population, very young. And I hope that, wow, yeah, I hope that the people who are alive at the time, that they get the help, emotional help that would be needed. Yeah, that there's a very intense 1-month event of severity. I love you, Rwanda. You're beautiful people, beautiful country, beautiful land. And may true healing come about your nation. Thank you again for having me here in Rwanda. Peace and love to you all. That's all I have to share for today, and I hope you appreciate this video. All our lives are, touch one another. Take care and have a beautiful, safe week. Bye-bye.